title screen.
Yeah, so yeah, that's right. Actually, I have to be careful not to skip the title screen. There you go.
This run, Kitty, is pretty broken. That's what we'll say. It's a very broken run. This is normally a 5 to 5.5 hour speed run.
Just give us a second, guys, while we're setting up. Kasuzby is just cropping the video. So let's just talk about where we are in our schedule. We have Dragon Quest V right now. Up next, we've got 2 Castlevania games, Castlevania Aria of Sorrow and Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse. And it looks like our next file name bid war will be for Final Fantasy 3. Again, we've got Noogie with 60 cents. We've got $10 for Nakamura. So if you want to see any of your file names, and there's quite a few slots for the top 4 names, definitely get in your donations for Final Fantasy 3. And yeah, I think we're all set on incentives for quite a while, considering we've got a huge $2,000 very generous donation. So yeah, it's mostly bid wars and incentives for prizes coming up. So all right. Let me just confirm with Kasuzby, but I think we're about set.
All right. Noogie, right? Noogie.
Noogie, yes, Noogie.
All right, I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay, looks like we're all ready. I'm going to give you a countdown.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Go.
And good luck.
All right. Thank
Good
you.
luck.
The first 1.5 minutes is just a text.
Yeah, it starts off with some cutscenes. There's not a whole lot. I guess I could start as a roll call. I am High Spirits, and I run a lot of Dragon Quest games.
Yeah. I'm Hoishin.
Obviously. Yep, Hoishin, sorry.
And Tonic. Hello.
Yes, I'll be helping out with a bit of the commentary. I'm going to let High Spirits take it for a while. He has to leave a little bit later, but yes, I am a Dragon Quest runner as well.
That's right.
So yeah, Dragon Quest V is probably known for the most depressing story in the entire series, and probably one of the most depressing RPGs that you could find. Everything that could possibly happen horrible to the hero, which is right there in his bed right now, the baby hero, is going to happen to him, but thankfully not a lot of it's going to happen to him in this run.
Yeah, we're going to ignore it. Ignore them all. Just rush
and it's
to
so
the
bad.
end.
Yeah, it's so bad the game starts out with your mom dying when you're born.
Yeah.
And then 6 years later, we're on a boat with Dad.
Right now I'm collecting items, not mainly for the items themselves, but to fill the box to duplicate items. Oops.
Oh yeah, one of the things he's going to want to do this run is duplicate a couple of times. One, in order to make sure he has money early on, and a second to basically skip, I would say, 80% of the game.
Yeah.
Just by duplicating that one item.
Right. So there's 3 different rings which is required to go to the final dungeon. And we are supposed to get 3 different rings, but as soon as I get one of them, I can duplicate it to 3 and use them to go to the final dungeon. That's it.
Yeah, the game doesn't care like what rings you put on to the statues. They just care that you have a ring.
Yeah. Right.
And 2 of them you get very close together, and then the third one is not one that you get until just before you're about to go into the final area. So that's where you're skipping pretty much the entire game, or pretty much the whole second half of the game, I should say.
Yeah. Yes.
So yeah, the first 15 minutes or so of this run is pretty standard. It's not we gotta wait till you get to a certain point before you can actually start using the glitches, in a positive way. So the beginning of the game is mostly just getting the early story triggers and collecting a bunch of items. So he fills out his inventory to the point where he can duplicate the items that he needs, because it requires to have 13 items in your inventory in order for you to actually duplicate an item. So that's why he's going to be collecting a bunch of stuff. Also, I think he's collecting a little extra for marathon safety, so he has a little extra money early on. Because it is actually a pretty dangerous run early on, because you're going to be traveling into areas that you should not be at level 1, or level 3 if you
level 3.
count early on, but... This game gives you a little preview right there of potential women you might see in your life. Or woman you should see in your life. In the DS version, it's women. But sadly, we will not see that blue-haired lovely in this run.
Flora.
Poor Flora.
She's never right in English.
Oh, she's always the right. Oh, what are you talking about?
Or a fan here.
Yeah. I remember getting yelled at by a bunch of people, a bunch of Japanese viewers for not choosing Flora in a speedrun once. Because it was the faster option to choose Bianca in the DS version.
Yeah, right, yes, yeah. There's some kind of skip using Bianca on DS version.
Yes, there's a fairly recently discovered skip, too.
This fight, I just hit them to kill them, because you are not guaranteed to flee, so this fight is very quick.
And you got Dad to the rescue, too. So the animations in the PlayStation 2 version are actually really neat. For those who don't know, this game was originally a Super Famicom, a Super Nintendo game. And it ended up getting ported to DS in both Japan and the West, and PlayStation 2 in Japan only.
It's very funny how all types of Dragon Quest V are all broken in their own special way. Super Famicom is very busted. This game, as you'll see, is very busted, and DS has its quirks too.
Yeah, DS you actually just manipulate. You can manipulate the entire game with a system clock if you really wanted to.
Oh, we got level 3 now, so I don't have to fight the next fight. That's a little bit time save here.
Yeah, in this version, the second fight is not like completely scripted. You can get different enemies, right?
Yeah, but yeah, completely random. These 2 fights.
Yeah. Well, the first one should always be 3 slimes.
Yeah, another ones. So I can just flee here.
And you'll notice your dad and you are smart adventurers, they avoid the mountains and the forest because there's high encounter rates in there, and you don't want to go through those.
Encounter right before the town.
Yeah.
And my dad tried to heal me, although the town is in front of us.
He's just being a caring father. He's looking after you.
Yeah. He's a
I
good
mean,
father. I respect
What father
him.
wouldn't like throw away his life for his son?
Yeah. Maybe this is... Mind if you explain other glitches like opening tray?
Oh yeah. Well, I was gonna explain the glitches as we got there, but
Yeah.
since we're still going through the story. But yeah, this game has 3 main glitches that we're going to that Hoishin's going to use. One of them we've already talked about, item duplication. The other one is actually going out of bounds whenever he wants to on the world map, just by opening up the system tray.
Pretty
and
easy. Simple.
Yeah, pretty easy. Just open up the tray, walk out of bounds, and then pop it back on when he wants to come back in wherever he wants to on the world map.
Yeah.
The third one's a little bit more involved. It's called the stick glitch, where you basically you confuse the game, but mostly the time when you confuse the game, like not having certain party members in your party at certain triggers or skipping over certain triggers altogether, the game just soft locks and gives up. But there is a couple instances where the game actually works still after you confuse it, and it allows you to pretty much move on any axis that you want. Up, down, left, right, and it allows him to basically skip over any trigger that he wants to by flying over it.
Ignore everything.
So there'll be lots of flying in this run.
Yeah.
So the beginning of the run, basically, you're in your first town here, in your hometown, and your childhood friend Bianca is here, and her father, she's here because her father's sick, and they're looking for a cure for the father. And the person with the cure just happens to be in this cave and never found his way out of the cave. And so, well, you being the 6-year-old brave boy of the Great Pappas, you decide that, hey, I'm going to look for this guy stuck underneath a rock. And that's what he does.
Definitely the hero.
Hey, would you guys mind if I take a minute to talk about some stuff?
Sure, go ahead. We got some time before the glitches.
All right, cool. So while we're playing Dragon Quest V, we have a wonderful prize donation. A wonderful prize if you donate up to $5 minimum during this run. You can have Dragon Quest V for the Super Famicom case and box, which is an awesome prize. Definitely get in $5 for this. This is a super, really, really nice gift given to us by our friend Yggdrasil at Retro Saiku. You can check out his eBay store. This is like a really, really nice thing to have offered. So yeah, check it out and definitely get your $5 in during this run to qualify for that. Going forward, we've got Final Fantasy III file names still up. If you want to check those out, you can check out incentives and prizes. I'll link that in a second. And yeah, that's mostly it for now. We don't have any new donations, so you guys can go back.
All right, well, the only thing you missed is Hoishin dying on purpose. Get out of the cave fast.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. One sec, because we just got a flood of donations because of that.
Hit the refresh button, huh?
Yeah. All right, so we got $10 from Degenerate, who says, he said something in very long Japanese characters. But he says in parentheses, put this towards Aruka for FF3 file name because he's the best. We also got $5 from a Walter Skong, who says Ricky for best partner, and we've got $5 from Rafi, who says feels grind man.
Feels grind man, yeah. Luckily
Feels
there's
grind,
no grind. There's no grinding.
What's grinding? Yeah. It's not often where you'll say, this is a Dragon Quest run where there's no grinding.
That's why I love it. I love grinding, but yeah.
Live and die by the slime, man. Live and die by the slime. So this part of the story, well, Bianca has her cure now that you saved the guy from the cave, and she needs to return back to her town, to home, to cure her father. And well, Pappas, being the great guy he is, will escort her and drag the hero along with him. And yeah, this is where some interesting things start to happen story-wise.
Yeah. Item duplication is happening.
Yes, there'll be item duplication.
Whoa,
Now-
we've got $25 from Ramses88 who says, Bianca, best girl.
Oh.
Oops.
So he's buying a couple more. I didn't see what exactly he buys, but probably an antidote or something cheap in order to fill out the rest of his inventory. So he has 2 full pages worth of goods, because in order to duplicate what you need to do, you basically put the you need to fill out the first 2 pages. So that's 12 items, and the 13th item, which will be on the on the next page, you basically just move the cursor to the page before and drag an item to an empty slot, I believe is how it is.
Yeah.
And it just
Pretty
duplicates it.
Timing is a little bit tight, so I fail sometimes. I didn't fail this time though, which is good.
We got another quick donation. $5 from Ribkilla saying, Arigato. Thank you very much for your donations, everybody.
So he's duplicating some Seeds of Strengths, and he's going to get some money from it. And he's going to buy a little bit of safety items, since this is a marathon. Because, again, they're going to be going into some really dangerous territory at level 3, which you should not be at for several more levels.
Right. And the opening tray glitch is coming soon. After we sleep in the inn.
So yeah, story-wise, what happens here is you go into town and you find a bunch of kids picking on the saber cat, and you decide, hey, quit picking on that cat. And they're like, yeah, well, we'll stop picking on this cat if you go into the nearby haunted manor and deal with the ghosts. And of course, again, the 6-year-old intrepid hero says, yeah, sure, that's not a problem. I can deal with I'm 6 years old. I can deal with ghosts. And that's how he's going to get dragged over to the Uptaten Towers. I don't know what it's called in the Japanese version.
It's Renur Castle.
Okay.
It's called. So it's actually castle.
Yeah, castle. Because the DS version, it's basically a pun. It's count up to 10 is the name of the king and that owns the place. Up to 10 towers, and then the count up to 10. Yeah. DS versions and their puns.
Oh.
We got a quick second?
Sure, go ahead.
All right, cool. We got 2 donations. We've got $20 from Terrian Eman Salon, who says, Bianca, best waifu. If any donations incentives are not yet met, put this towards whichever is coming up soonest. And we've got $20 from Eggman, who says, name a SimCity town Hoishin, and also never give up. Thank you both. We'll check the end of our incentives, I think everything's been met. So if you want that to go towards a bid war, Terran, just let us know and we can allocate that.
Okay, so what you guys just saw during that was the open tray glitch, followed by a horrible, horrible encounter that completely annihilated him.
But it's okay. It's not game over in this game, so I just tried it again.
Yeah, that's what we talked about live being this is very dangerous early on because you go into a really bad spot. But yeah, so the open tray glitch, while he's walking, he opens up the tray, and opening up the tray to your console makes it so the game can't load anything. And if it can't load anything, basically the map stops. Because the world map actually loads in squares. So it only loads a section at a time. And if you open up the tray, it can never load any other section. So it basically allows you to walk out of bounds. And then in order for him to find where he's coming back in bounds, he just counts. He counts to a certain number, and then he walks back in bounds, or he closes the tray, and he'll walk back in bounds where he wants to be.
Yeah, right. Also, while opening tray, you can't get encounter because if you get encounter, you have to close the tray to load the fight itself. And that,
And that's happened to him twice so far already. Really bad luck.
I normally can get past with first or second try, so...
Yeah.
Great.
And the third encounter.
I have another chance.
He's got another shot.
Alright.
You notice all these attacks are doing one hit to kill them all. So what he's trying to do is he's trying to walk to Fortuna in order to get the wagon, so he can. Well, you're supposed to use it to recruit monsters, but I guess you need it for story triggers in this one.
This is horrible luck so far.
Yeah. It's only, what, a 10-second walk to get to Fortuna?
Right.
At least this encounter is doable. The buddy corns and the fat rat. Yeah, he has a lot of chimera wings on him.
These random encounters.
Wow, even a few steps from the town.
Yeah.
Where's
this
the holy
game
water
has
when you need it?
some weird system to get us encounter. It's like you sometimes get encounter with 3 or 4 steps, or you don't get encounter for like for like 12 steps or something. It's really variant. So we'll see if I have to reset or not. Okay, we got through.
You got through.
Nice.
Step 1, but I think that's probably the most dangerous. That is the most dangerous walk, I should say.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't actually been able to activate the stick glitch, which is where he'll do that inside up to 10 towers. Up to 10 towers. So once he gets to that point, he's just gonna fly over everything. So.
All right. We've got $10 from Metal King Slime, who says, "Just when I thought I'd seen every way DQ5 could get broken. ... Nera, best waifu FYI."
Yes.
Nera. Who is Nera?
That's true.
She's Flora.
Thank you very much for your donation. And also, just to reiterate the point, We've got a awesome prize for this game. While we're playing Dragon Quest V, you can enter with at least $5 donation to get Dragon Quest V case in box. It is an awesome prize for the Super Famicom, so definitely get your money in for that.
And you haven't seen anything about this game being broken yet. The fun stuff is still to come.
It's just the beginning.
Yeah, very the beginning, because...
Come on. Come on. No!
Man.
This game hates me today.
This is the marathon luck. Oh, you were so close to land. Oh.
Alright, reset time. Okay. I have saved, so I have it saved, so I can start from the town before we open the tray, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, I saw you make that save just after the first wipe. Nice, Hoishin.
That's right. Don't worry, Hoishin. You've got this.
Yeah, I know.
Kaishin no Ichigaki.
All right, so while we've got a little bit of time while Hoishin's going to get through this segment, we should just talk about quickly what this marathon is for. We're raising money for 2 runners from Japan to be able to attend Awesome Games Done Quick this year in January. Or I'm sorry, next year, early 2017 in January. That is Suzuri Bako and Pure, or ZZZ Honky. And we need... I don't know the dollar. It's $3,800, and we are less than $1,000 to go. So your donations are coming in. They've been great, but we still need a little bit more to go. We are luckily in the first day, but we still have around 2 days worth of material still to go of streaming. So definitely keep your donations coming. They're very, very much appreciated, and we're looking forward to making sure all of our bid wars get met and giving you the chance to get some great prizes, including, one more time, Dragon Quest V case and box Super Famicom. Get your money in. This is the one. I feel it.
The dreaded Drakis. You'd think they would be so easy to recruit, but they never join your party. So one of the big, I guess, as a side thing, one of the big quirks of this game, something you usually don't get to until later in the game, is the ability to recruit monsters to join your party. Because there's a whole big middle section of the game where you're the only human in the party. So you have to actually recruit a bunch of monsters to join your party and basically do all the work for you.
Finally,
Got there?
got through.
Yes.
That was long. Now I'm using stopwatch, actually, the digital stopwatch, to see where I have to go.
Yeah, because you really can't see anything.
Yeah.
Because it's only loaded one small tile of the map, so... As you can see, he's just going out into a sea of nothingness. And he'll magically appear next to Fortuna.
Yep. And now we are in the Fortuna. And you're gonna buy
The
the
casino
wagon.
town.
Casino town, yes. This town is not accessible as child,
Yeah.
but we
So yeah,
can
this
go
game
through.
normally has 3 phases. It has a childhood, like an adolescent, like a middle age, and then a adult / childhood phase. And that's usually how the game is split up, is into the 3 generations. Because this game actually spans about I guess it's almost 30 years of the hero's life.
Yeah.
And of course, throughout all 30 years, the poor hero is being tortured because everything horrible that could ever happen to you happens to you.
That's not even an understatement. That's pretty true.
All the way up to the very end, like even just before the final boss, still something horrible is happening to the hero. And actually, in a sense, he's not even technically the hero of the game. That's what kind of throws you off.
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah.
He's not even really the hero. There's someone else who's the hero. He's just the main protagonist for
Yeah.
the game.
We see the hero
Yeah.
fairly quickly.
You will see the
soon.
hero, but in a very unconventional way that's, usually not supposed to happen. So he picks up the wagon. The wagon is what you normally need in order to recruit monsters. When you get to that point in Fortuna, which takes place during second generation, you come to the town fairly quickly, and they're like, hey, get this wagon, and you get the wagon, and now you're supposed to go out and get party members to help you out. So now he's got to head back to the towers, where he's actually supposed to deal with the ghosts.
Yeah, we won't.
This time with a wagon, so he's ghost busting away. Gonna zap a couple ghosts and throw them in the wagon.
This is so good.
This is the heart of the hero, because this is how emptied it will be by the end of the game. From sadness, pure sadness. Yeah, I don't want to ruin the entire story, so if you want to find out everything horrible that happens to this poor kid, win that Super Famicom cart by donating $5 and find out for yourself.
That's right.
Well said.
Throw in a plug there, why not? So, poof, he closes the tray and he's here at the towers that he's supposed to be at. Wasn't that simple. This is the Haunted Mansion, and it's actually kind of goofy, because it tries to do all these, haunted things to you to make you think that it's haunted. Like, when he enters the top here, the door closes and the thunder crashes, do-do-do-do.
And the Bianca
Then
is
you got,
kidnapped.
Yeah, then Bianca gets kidnapped by skeletons who jump out of a casket and throw her in a tombstone.
Yeah,
That's not too
This is creepy.
Yeah, this is creepy. This is not goofy, this is creepy.
Yeah, imagine if you're a child, like 5 years old, 4 years old, and play this game and go into this dungeon, and your girlfriend put into a tomb. It's
No,
creepy.
your 5-year-old girlfriend.
So after doing the heroic thing and saving the girlfriend from the gravestone that had her name on it.
Yes. Actually, the one next to the gravestone we saved Bianca. It's the hero name is written.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can't see it, but it's pretty scary.
Then you got the crows who fly off and go through the window, and yeah.
All right, we've got another $5. We've got $5 from Shadow Goo, who says, "Felt like tossing some money your way during my favorite Dragon Quest. Looking forward to seeing how the game breaks."
Oh yeah, coming up shortly is going to be the third of the game-breaking glitches, the one that's probably the most hilarious of them all. Got to follow the count up to 10. So he talks to the count, and the count says, "Please, save us. There's this evil, evil guy with his hands thrown up in the air that never seemed to get tired, running around, torturing everyone in this place. Deal with him." And, of course, no, you're not going to deal with him.
Yeah.
Normally you would, but in this case, no. Hoishin's not going to deal with him.
And we are on the way to get a torch to light up some. The upper floor is pretty dark, and you need torch to actually walk there.
Yeah, if you go up to the top floor,
yeah.
if you go up to the top floor, it's just big and dark and filled with ghosts, and the torch kind of like scares away the ghosts. And the ghosts are just happen to be like situated where like they block the path to everything. Go figure. So the torch just happens to be in the kitchen in a pot. This place isn't generally that dangerous. The one thing that's really scary is the wax candles there.
Yeah, the candles.
Especially if you get big groups of them. Especially at level 3. If you gained a couple more levels, they're not actually that bad. But at level 3, they're terrifying.
So now I changed the party, so the party has only the hero. You can't do that normally. You need wagon to do this, but we got wagon for this. And without Bianca, the game get confused in the next event.
Yeah, so this is where I talked about earlier about confusing the game by not having having a certain party member that's supposed to be in your party, and the game checks to see if that party member is there, and it's not, and she's not. So this is how he's going to activate the stick glitch.
And right now, you see.
Yep, so he's got the haunted housekeeper there, the guy with his hands up in the air. And you'll notice, yeah, Hoishin was supposed to fall down that trap floor, but he didn't quite fall down that trap floor. Well, he kind of did, but he also went up.
Yeah.
And now he has lateral movement in every direction.
Right now it's up and down, but pretty soon I get to all the direction. You see this flying little purple kids.
He just doesn't want to be dinner, that's all.
And back to Fortuna to go to Ruins, where another magic will happen.
Yeah, rip Z axis. So this is the starts to give him the ability to avoid event triggers because the event triggers are just like on the ground. They're not like up and down the entire axis. They're just on the ground. So if you happen to fly a little bit, you can skip over those triggers.
Yeah.
Just to give you a heads up, I got about 5 minutes left, and then I gotta bail and get to work.
Sounds good.
Okay. Oops.
Don't lose count because.
Now you see the. Okay. The two men was blocking the way, but we can ignore it. Like this. Here.
No.
So this ruins is where something really horrible is supposed to happen. But thankfully we don't really have to deal with that. So story-wise, you're supposed to come in here and rescue someone, and your dad runs in here to rescue him, and you basically disobey him and come running in here and after him, and stuff happens, and we're just gonna skip some story triggers. How about that?
Yeah. But
So he skips the entire dungeon.
Yeah. But I have to take this boat because I need to ride this boat to trigger the next event. I need to trigger the next event, and then magic will happen. So yeah. Can't really skip
There is-
all the dungeon, but
Yeah. There is one glitch thing that we haven't really said yet that he's also going to do in this run. Kind of going to save it as a surprise until after the ruins here.
okay, now we are here to save the boy in the jail. We haven't met. Who is this boy?
Yeah.
His
I don't know,
name is
maybe we should
Henry.
slap him around to see if he's real.
Yeah. that sounds hurt.
It's actually kind of satisfying after you play the game to realize that he's getting slapped.
Yeah, yeah, totally agree.
So yeah, there is a few triggers that he has to hit, but yeah, he's going to skip most of the game.
Okay, just very quickly, we've got $6 from CD who says, I donated $30, but it said it was going to take 3 to 5 days, so here's 5 more. Good luck, Hoishin, and it feels good to donate to such a good cause. Getting my ass beat live in front of 100K viewers. Thanks, guys. And thank you very much, CD. And we also have $5 from Twinkie Man who says, had to donate during one of the best games and for a great speedrunning community. Thank you. Please put my $5 towards the Aladdin speedrun. We will definitely do that. CD, if you want the money put to go towards something, let us know. And again, everybody who donates at least $5 has a chance to get an awesome DQ5 prize. DQ5 Super Famicom Casing Box prize. And, sorry, one more. We've got BJW donating $5 who says, praise be to Nugs, our Lord and Savior.
Okay, so you're about to see the other surprise of this run. He's teleported to the debug room.
Yeah, basically. Pretty much it. That's it.
So in the ruins, you saw him fly all the way up in the sky to go past the bishop. That was actually important because the trigger for the bishop is actually a really tall trigger. But after he leaves the ruins, he comes into the swamp, and it's because because the hero died is the reason why he was able to enter the debug room.
Yeah,
I forgot the
need to
exact
kill the
thing.
hero. Kill the hero,
Jeff-
then step on swamp to kill again.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
basically that's what it is. Is he kills off the hero and then he steps into the swamp to take another point of damage, which kills him off again, and that warps him to the debug room. And in the debug room, he kind of picks up a few new people,
Yeah, new
a
people.
couple strangers.
They actually son and daughter.
Yeah,
Oh.
well, one is the saber cat, who's was you were supposed to save after you took care of the ghosts, and the other two is your son and your daughter.
Yeah, just pick them up.
Also, he gets 6 million experience talking to one of the debug guys, and now he is extremely high level, and now he's
Level
going to
98,
do what he
yeah,
needs
isn't
to beat the rest of the game.
So now we're on the way to Monster Ferrato. I don't know if I pronounced correctly.
I think it's Monstro Ferrato, but yeah, you know,
Monster
basically.
Ferrato, okay.
Yeah, that's where he's going to meet. Well, that's where you're supposed to possibly meet up with your future wife and have these future children that are currently in your party with your future wife, but actually older or about the same age as your future wife. But this is kind of the quest line that he has to hit in order to get the rank 2 of the rings, and so that's where he's going to go now. Is he's going to zip his way through a volcano to pick up a ring of fire, and then he's going to duplicate it 3 times. And one is a required story trigger, and then 2 more is for the statues, and then he's going right to the end of the game.
Easy.
Yeah, it's also fun how he kills the bosses, by the way. You'll notice if just walking through lava and whatnot. No care in the world. Go ahead.
I was just going to chime in that I think this boss strat is hilarious, and we'll see see it a bunch of times, so get ready.
Yeah.
Now the bosses are spawning and let's go.
Now this is usually a horrible fight because these guys do a ton of fire damage, and it's it's a grind sometimes to beat these guys.
But that's it. I don't know how, but I kill the bosses.
And yeah, you sacrifice the hero for a good cause.
Yeah.
So basically, what he did. Oops, the boss is dropped dead.
yeah.
Is he used a spell that he picked up called Kerplunk. Kerplunk sacrifices yourself to basically to restore everyone else to full health and resurrect everyone else in your party and sacrifice. But I guess because of the glitch, when he's the only party member active and he Kerplunks, it just automatically kills the bosses too and ends the fight. And now he's got the ring to duplicate. And with that, though, I have to head out and get to work, so thanks for helping let me commentate for a few minutes.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, High Spirits.
Thank you.
And I would say good luck on the rest of the run, but just drop dead a few times. I'm sure you'll be fine.
Yeah, that's right.
So, see you around, man.
See you. Thank you.
All right. Let's see where we're at.
Yeah, we're on the way to the final dungeon, actually. It's almost over. Now I duplicate 3 fire rings and I put the 3 same rings to 3 statues, and that let me to go to the final dungeon.
Yeah. So at this point in the run, basically, or I guess not really this point in the game, but when you need to go to the underworld in Dragon Quest V, you need to present 3 rings, and it's supposed to be the fire ring, the I guess water ring, and then I think the life ring. So those 3 together, you're supposed to get those through story events, but because Hoishin can just straight up duplicate the rings, the game doesn't check to see which one you put in which one of the pedestals. So basically you can just throw 3 fire rings in 3 pedestals and the game's like, oh, this is 3 rings, you must have done it correctly. So that's all you need to actually get into the final area. So we'll see that here.
And we're in underworld.
And that's it, yeah. Here we go.
Oh, I failed it. It's been a while. So our mother, the hero's mother, is talking to us. We can usually skip it, but I failed it. Oopsies. Now I'm doing the final opening tray to go to the final dungeon straightly. Usually I have to go to another town on the way, on the left, on the right, but I can just ignore them all and go directly to the final dungeon.
Yeah. And just to reiterate, if people are new to the stream or just seeing this for the first time, this is opening the disc tray on the PlayStation 2, which allows them to sort of bug out the map like this.
Yeah.
Here we are. We are in the final dungeon. Basically, Hoishin just needs to get there as quickly as possible. So let's see what magic he can work up to get there.
Yeah. Just ignore them all.
So just to recap, basically, he went to the debug room. He gave his characters many levels, and he was also able to add characters that he didn't have before. So he got the characters that he needs to be able to just not get into any encounters, which is just having a high enough level and being able to cast. Do you use holy water or do you cast repel?
Holy
Tohara
protection.
Yeah. Okay, yep. So it's the repel spell or holy
yeah.
protection.
And while using stick glitch, the ignoring walls and stuff, you don't get any counter, so you
Got
are
it.
pretty safe. Basically, you have to push the R3 button on PS2 controller to use the stick glitch. While pushing R3, you can ignore everything like this. Oops. You have to release R3 to trigger some, the zoning and the stuff. You have to release R3 to go to the next turn.
Yep. Okay, very quickly. This run is actually very close to being over. So if you do want to get in your $5 to get in the Dragon Quest V Super Famicom case and box raffle prize, you have a chance of winning that for just $5. So now is pretty much your last chance to get it in.
So this is the final boss, and he will die stupidly in 1 second or something. He talks long though. He talks really long though.
He has no idea what's coming.
Yeah. Okay. Basically, after the ruins, after ignoring the bishop, or above the bishop, the game is in state that if the hero dies in a fight, the event proceeds, no matter what you lose or win. So, if you kill the hero, you just proceed to next one. That's why you are killing the bosses so quickly, easily.
Yeah, and just to be clear, he's using something called I guess it's like the kamikaze bracelet, but basically it's a bracelet that allows you to sacrifice yourself to kill enemies. But as he was saying, you just kill yourself and it checks the flag to win or lose.
And timing
with
is
the hero.
timing. Time. Oops, time.
Yep, excellent.
Okay.
That's the time. Congratulations, you did it.
That horrible first half lap was really disappointing, but yeah, I finished it, so it's okay. Thank you.
It was great. No, trust me.
Yeah.
Sometimes RNG is rough in Dragon Quest games, but that was very good and well received.
55. Damn. 5 seconds over. Damn it. Well,
That is A-okay.
Actually, I can move the Bianca here too.
No.
Okay. And you can see the ending credit is proceeding, so the game is beaten, I can say.
This is so good.
We haven't met him before, but he looks pretty... Yeah. He's kind of Lord of Dragon or something.
That's right.
Well... How do we finish?
Yes. Let me just confirm with Kasazbi if you can cut. And yeah, if you have any last words you want to say.
Yeah, thank you for High Spirits and Tonic for commentating, and also shout out to Ping Bao, which gave me many advices for this run. His Japanese name is Pinchy-san.
Hello, I am back on my audio.
Okay, excellent. All right, so let's go over the whole gamut. We've got first a few donations, actually just one donation from Darkman78, who gives $5 and says 420 file name for SimCity. McNuggies 420 will always be my savior. Thank you very much for your donation. And let's talk about the upcoming file name bid wars that we've got going on. First, we've got Final Fantasy III. We've got 4 file names that are available right now. In fourth place, we've got Noogie with 60 cents. We've got $5 for Hinagiku for $5, which is in third place. And